Hi guys, it's Kenzie. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're watching this, I hope that you are doing okay. And if you're not, I understand. And that is exactly why I'm making this video. So for the past few weeks, I've been struggling really badly because I have been off of my medication. So almost 3 weeks now that I have been off of my medication. So the meds that I'm on specifically are to treat depression and anxiety. I was diagnosed with depression and anxiety quite recently. It probably hasn't even been 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
I meant to say 2 years, actually. Moving on.
Anyway, although I was diagnosed fairly recently, this is something that I've been struggling with basically my whole life. When I was 13, or that's the moment when I started understanding exactly what it was that I was going through. So I just didn't get the help that I needed until my early 20s. That's when I started actively seeking out help. I did the only thing that I knew how to do, so I turned to the Lord. I turned to God because I thought that Jesus would just take it away and that he would just heal me. It did work. It did work because I formed a good relationship with the Lord. Well, I started to see things in his perspective. Depression is a sickness of the mind, and so when you change your mindset, you don't experience things in the same way. At the time, Christ really renewed my mind, and this is something that I see very often with born-again believers. So they get baptized and just start a new life of serving Christ. This is what I see. I see people who leave behind their old being, their old life, all the darkness, all of the struggles, the addiction, the mental health struggles, whatever it is, they leave that behind and they step into this new state of being. It works. It's amazing. It works for me. It happened. But what I didn't expect was for the depression to come back, and that's what hit me, because it just came crashing down on me, and it just really destroyed me because I wasn't expecting it to happen. I thought, oh, okay, everything's good, it's gone. But it wasn't. I just tucked it away and pretended that it wasn't there until I believed that it really wasn't there. Do I believe that Jesus heals? Of course. I do believe that he can heal depression because he can heal cancer, he can heal the blind, he can heal the sick, he can heal anything. I do believe in healing power, but that is miraculous. That is a miraculous thing to happen. Miracles don't just happen like that. It's not something that happens all the time. If you get sick with the flu and you decide to go to the doctor to get it quickens the process and it helps you heal quicker, right? You get flu meds because you want to get rid of those flu symptoms. Can your body heal naturally on its own? Yes. But you're going to go through those symptoms and you're going to struggle, and it's going to take much longer for it to go away, and it could be dangerous to not treat the sickness because it could lead to other complications. That's the same thing that happens with mental illness. It's a sickness because it's a sickness of the mind, just like viruses are a sickness of the body. And so getting medication is a viable solution because it actually does help. I used to sit down and think, okay, so what's the solution? What's going to happen? What is wrong? Do I not have enough faith or whatever? Because that's what people would always tell me. And hearing me being me, hearing that I don't have enough faith is just soul crushing. I have the biggest faith. I love Jesus more than anything, and so it really bothers me to see people thinking that it's because they don't have enough faith or that they're not good enough or because, whatever. It's just it's not gonna go away. You need to do something to treat it, and there are other natural solutions. There are, like, you can do other things before you decide to get medication or whatever. But I didn't even realize that these meds were actually helping me until now. Now that I stopped taking them and they were out of my system. I didn't plan on stopping because I knew they were working. Because I had just completely improved. Like, I wasn't feeling sad all the time. I didn't have self-hate and self-loathing. Well, that's the same thing as self-hate, but I didn't have any like self-hate, any doubts, any negative feelings towards myself, because that comes with depression. You have those. I didn't have any irrational fears, like just afraid to face life generally, and just afraid and thinking of the worst case scenario and allowing those fears to get in the way of my life. I didn't have any of that. I didn't feel hopeless. I actually looked forward to the future. I was actually motivated to get up and work towards the things I wanted to accomplish. Actually had the energy to do that. So I knew that they were working. But because, it's a slow process. And when you first start the meds, they take some time to work. You're not going to take the pill and then you wake up the next day and you're a completely different person. It takes a while to kick in. It takes a while to work. And I'm on a very high dose of these medications. I'm on 100 milligrams of Serdep. I think, that's the only one that I'm on 100 milligrams for. Serdep is an antidepressant. It's prescribed to people for anxiety, insomnia, depression. Anyway, that's why my doctor gave it to me. And so she kept upping my dose and putting me on a higher and higher dose. So I didn't realize that it was working because it didn't happen all at once. It just happened gradually. So I just assumed that, it's because my life was still the same as it is now. It still was the same as it was before. So it's not like my environment's changed or my circumstances changed. The only thing that changed was my mind, because these pills actually just switch something in your brain. They change the way that your brain works, because your chemicals are, you might have heard them say that it's a chemical imbalance. So it just means that, when you take these medications, they kind of rebalance everything. They tackle that part of your brain that tells you that you're sad. It gives you a level of serotonin. It takes away all of those negative things and replaces them with positive things, basically, so you can function like a normal human being. So that's what happened to me. And I was like, okay, I'm functioning like a normal human being now. I was actually, progressing and changing things in my life and whatnot. The thing is, when you go through depression, you're not going to be able to even think about solutions. You're not going to, people might not understand this if they don't go through it, but they're going to be like, why don't you just get up and do the things you need to do to change it?